Welcome back to the hottest marriage show in the galaxy. It's I, John D.N., a.k.a. In Too Much Podcast, Rescripting the culture one conversation at a time. How are you doing?
I'm fine, you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I see you in this TDW. 3-day wear. I just wanted to say it because you said you were going to address it. I thought you were going to forget.
No. No.
So how you doing?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good. I got a question for you.
I probably got an answer.
Question I have for you. With you observing other relationships and watching shows or little clips of people talking about relationships, is there anything that stands out that you feel like we don't do that could help us grow even more?
No, I don't. I think we're on a good trajectory. Like, what else is there today? We spend time together, right? We plan. Like, we're coming. This is the first year that we were planning somewhat by quarters, which we did well in meeting some of our goals. I love that part. That's something that we picked up this year. But no, like, I don't know. I feel like no. And not to say that there isn't something out there. Maybe somebody has another suggestion, but to me, you?
I don't know. I guess the reason why I asked, because we're coming to the end of the year, and I was wondering what highlights do you see from, like you said, we achieved some goals, but like reflecting back in this year, do you see anything where you be like, I'm glad we did that?
No, nothing that like pops out as something like monumental. You?
So I guess I've broken down since I've been back and how we've grown, and I can honestly say like I'm even when the first reflection of you really not knowing how far we were gonna go, I still feel the same happiness. Like I always thought we could get here, but what I see the most is you. You do seem happier. Your company, I mean, I've always looked forward to it, but I really feel like that's a part of my day. Like it would be weird without it. Even I remember when I went to Tampa for the conclave, like I was just like, it was periods of time, like where would I be right now? Yeah, like,
You supposed to be having a good time.
I was having a good time, but it was different routine. Yeah. Like, it was like, now I'm not saying I was yearning for you or anything, but I was thinking about how important you were for me to be thinking about.
Oh.
I don't know, it's weird to even get to this point because I was so far away from this. And like ending the year, what would you like to see more of, or what would you like to practice more in our relationship? Because you said, we seem to be on a good trajectory, but anything can improve.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We have a lot that's coming up in the days. Graduation is coming up, and preparing for that, like, I don't really know about, when I think about things coming up such as that, look, this is the first like real big thing we've had as it pertains to the kids, really. And I guess I'm really focusing on making sure that everything goes like a dream for her, because I feel like we're so solid. So what I would want to pick up for us next year, I don't necessarily know. It's weird because Day and Dallas have joined the same athletic team this year, which is really going to be fun because this Day's last year. Day is like, when we say go be bold for your senior year, she's like, anything that pop up, I'm doing it. So them being together, I guess us being like, we're already very involved parents, but us like being all in on everything that's going on with them this year, I look forward to that. Because, when we were younger, as I had told y'all before, a lot of the times when I think about our marriage before, it was in Atlanta. I was like taking them to practices and stuff like that. When we were in Abu Dhabi, you were finding classes for them and taking them to classes and stuff. But we've never really like done everything. So now we got prom, we got open house, we got graduation. Dallas is, supposed to be driving at some point. God help us all, because I need somebody to drive instead of me. But also, I mean, I rarely drive, but I really want to not ever drive. So, then he's going to have his first year alone in the house. And, there's so many things going on in the transition with them this year. I hadn't really thought about how to elevate you and I, just because I felt like, we're doing really well in how we're moving through. But there's always room for improvement, I guess. So what is it that you're thinking?
I don't know. I didn't think about it. Right before I started, I talked to my partner and they were just talking about, like, how can you continue the growth of improving? And I was like, it was perfect timing because it's the end of the year, and to just talk about where we were last year into comparison this year, like, I feel like you said the trajectory was good, but I'm thinking about what can we do to tackle, like, it doesn't have to be every day or anything, but just something where we can be like, we started planning at the end of the year, and wow, we've improved so much. And I guess to me, I look forward to this part because it's continuing to, like, the stone is getting more and more polished. And these conversations we have as far as talking things out loud, I feel like it gives other people opportunities to think also. And I feel like if you're not interactive, then you could pass. Like, things will just pass by again. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back to those practices because life can still life. And especially being that we have so many things coming up for day, like, not saying that we're going to slack or anything, but just so that we can be in the moment and enjoy it versus looking at it like it's, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I feel like we're not, at this point, we're not doing hard labor to get us on track.
Yeah.
We're on a good track. And so when I'm thinking about what's coming up, I just think about us, like, tackling it together, not even really tackling it like it's going to be hard. Like, this is enjoyable to me to think about next steps or whatever. So to me, this year is us experiencing our very first baby. Like, we finished the first part, the first part of taking care of her, we finished it. And when she graduates, in a lot of ways, we graduate not to mean that lightness. So then we move on to the next part of parenting her. But I think this is a really, really great year for us because look at what we did. I mean, look at what she did. But this is to see her at the end of this year. And it's not just about walking across the stage and getting a piece of paper. They was going to do that. All the things that she's done, looking back at all the ways that we've kind of guided her and she's told us where she wanted to go and we've kind of opened doors. It's going to be a great year for us. I would not tell her that her graduation is something for us as well, but for you and I to talk, it's a great year for us. And so to experience this with you is exciting for me. I think partially because I feel like you and I will be, like, making things happen for her. It's not like I'm just going to be, hammering things out. It'll be, they made a Pinterest board of what she wanted to take place for her graduation, and she shared it with both of us because she said both of y'all go do it. But I think that that's great. You know what I'm saying? So this year, that's what I'm excited about, is about us celebrating her, celebrating the end of that first part and what that's going to look like. And I don't really know what to do because this is our first time doing this. So I don't know how to plan for that, or I know what I'm looking forward to. this year, we're also planning on taking a really long road trip before everybody goes back to school. And that'll be like a really big push for us. That we haven't done as many places as we planned this summer since we went to Europe. That was like 7 years ago. And we had at the time, I had everybody tired. I was having people walk. I didn't know I was having people. Everybody was tired. But this time around, I think it's a great way to close out Dave's senior year, going into freshman year. Dallas being able to spend a long time with his sister and enjoy her before she gets caught up in something else. Us enjoying seeing them together at this stage.
Yeah.
So this year, it just, the experience I look forward to having with you this year is not centered around you and I.
For sure. I think it'd be awesome because we'll be able to like reflect our experiences with each other and how we saw it developing.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I mean, even looking at her senior pictures, it just makes me feel some kind of way. So leading up to it, I'm just really excited. And then to be able to, then we debrief afterward, it's going to be crazy.
For sure. I mean, I'm excited for it, for sure. Just thinking about, she's like, we're really about to go out there in the world.
I'm scared to death.
I'm not scared, but I'm not as confident as I would like to be, you know, because I think both of them are really good people. And I think just like Darius got caught up by a website called bestbuy.com or whatever, you know, like they don't have enough experience to know it's a scam. And they're going to take things like for face value and like nobody would lie to me.
Yeah. So that is the thing. And that's the only thing I fear. Like, she has a good head on her shoulders. She makes really, really like good decisions. However, when people, like, her expectation is, I would not hurt somebody.
Or take advantage of them.
No. So I don't anticipate anybody would do that to me either. But to be fair, you were like that a lot, even in your adulthood. Like, Jai used to feel like, I'm a good person. Nobody's going to do me wrong. Like, trust me, if somebody did do him wrong, he definitely knew how to, like, react. But a lot of the times I felt like you would look at things like, I'm a good person. I'm good to people. So they're going to be good back. And I'll be the one to be like, nope. I was literally the other side. I'll be like, no, there's always going to be somebody that's going to do something. So I'm just going to make sure that you want to err on the side of.
You protected me in ways that I didn't know how.
Yeah, that was wild. But some will call it, paranoia. And, I think everybody has the capability of being great, but I'm not going to let you mess up our relationship by being able to screw me over just off of some easy stuff. Like, I'm going to protect not only myself, you, the kids, but I'm going to protect that person from really making a bad decision and ruining something. It's for me and it's for you. But yeah, and that's one thing I cannot teach to my kid. Dallas already feels like I be going over the top. They doesn't really tell me I go over the top, but sometimes I could tell when she looks at me that I am. But I just wish they would take just a little bit of it. Like, that's the thing. I wonder if when they go out in the world and I'm not there, when they see stuff, are they going to have the eyes to look at it and be like, this looks like.
So no, that's what I'm saying.
Mom would have said, it's some bullshit.
That's what I hope.
Me too, but.
Because I guess they do definitely, they look at the world like me as far as like people wouldn't do that. But even though now, like, it took me a long time to understand that, like, they're going to have to take their bumps and bruises, unfortunately. But I feel like they'll win more. And because you can cut off your blessings by being really overprotective of anything. You're like, oh no, this looks like a scam. Everything's a scam. I wouldn't do it, so it's a scam.
Everything's a scam. Look, but because I just feel like when people tell me that something is a really good opportunity, my first thought is, how could this mess up?
Oh,
how could I get caught up?
She is so pessimistic. And when I say this, it's a good thing for certain situations, but every situation she be like, she's looking for how it could go bad.
Absolutely. And it's all for the betterment of everybody else. Like I said, like it, because, so as an example, somebody comes to me and they're like, this is a really great opportunity. Investments and online stuff and Bitcoin and stuff. It used to have people all up in a tizzy. And so when people would talk about it, like, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. In my head, I'm like, let me just so why? So if somebody's explaining to me and I feel like there are too many holes, I'll be like, oh, no, I'm all right. But I do that because, so say things are going really well for you and then you pull somebody else in on it and then it all goes bad. I don't want to have been involved in that stuff. I'm thinking 3 steps ahead of what might happen. I also think of things like, how might this happen where they could freeze some of my assets and then I can't do this or I can't do that. You can't live like that. You can't live in fear all the time and think that but I'm always trying to figure out when people are telling me how great something is, I want to know, but where are the holes? Like if I can sit there and pick through it and find some holes and then you could give me some answers that sound legit, I feel much better, but I definitely require way more explanation to be involved in something than except going down in the basement to use the bathroom when I really have to. That was the only thing. Maybe that was the start of my paranoia after that. But I really fear people turning on me or a situation taking place where I'm boxed in a corner. I do not. So in any way possible where I feel like somebody could scam me, I'm going to back up. And that doesn't really work well for people. Like when they talk about, you're not really going to make money by working and saving. You got to take some risks. You got to invest. You got to do this, do that. That is the hardest part for me. Because there's always the fear. And I live in fear of certain things. I'm really carefree for the most part. But as soon as somebody talks to me about doing something I'm not really familiar with, hey, you got to know that thing inside or out, backwards and forwards for me to feel comfortable. And when people go, offer something to John or, and he'll be like, they're my friend. They want to do it's gonna be. I'm like, I feel like something's not right. You should do this or you should do that. And then there have been times where I told John to do things to protect himself more, and you felt like this person would not hurt me. Like this is my friend, so we're good. And I have to take that because I know I could be quite paranoid sometimes, but it hasn't always been wrong. For me,
it has.
You know what I mean?
That's why I said you've protected me in ways that I couldn't.
Yeah, it's just, but a lot of people would say, you can't live in fear. I just am very, very skeptical of things that cannot be fully explained to me. If you can't tell me how it's airtight, I'm not really willing. And I, even with my friends, I don't think my friends are trying to hurt me, but I don't think that everybody is asking all the questions I'm asking. And so then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, we good. But if you feel like you trust your friends and your friends won't hurt you and you be like, no, it'll be fine. It's just like day 2. So did we talk about this for Halloween? She wanted to go trick-or-treating with her friends and we didn't know them for real. And I had told her she needed to put an app on her phone so that I could follow her on the app the entire time. We had to meet the people. When we got there, we met the adults that were there. We saw the neighborhood they were going to be in. I had her on the app. I made sure that the app was moving with her and I watched her the entire night. But that was me allowing her, because she was like, this person is they're really nice. They're my friend. They're this. And I was like.
Well, that was the first time that I recall that I can remember that she got.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it wasn't like she was in danger. But yeah, somebody had told her that, they were playing some game and she was like, oh, you got to give me half of what you got, candy or whatever. And they was like, let's compromise. Now, see me, I'd have been like, you funny.
No, but that's because Not if it was your first time.
Right. And so then that was the other thing is there are going to be a lot of firsts.
I know.
Next year for her. And I'm not going to be, she ain't going to have me on speed dial talking my mom. They said this, what should I do?
I know, like she's gonna like she's gonna have to be skeptical and everything. It was like, nah, girl, come on, or whatnot. But if she don't,
look, I be trying to think about things already. I said, hey, so if a boy asks you come, just meet him at his dorm room and then y'all are gonna go somewhere, tell him we can meet down in the common area. Like you don't need to be in anybody's room unless you have a friend coming with you and like y'all stay together. You don't need to be on anybody's floor if you don't know the person. Because I had 2 incidents that were horrible in college, and I didn't get hurt, but it put me in some compromising positions where I was like, oh, so it had me backed in the corner, and I had to make some decisions.
yeah,
And I don't want that for her.
I wouldn't want that to anybody.
Yeah, and I was telling her, they got really nice, comfortable, common areas in dorms. That's where you meet them. They don't come up to your room. If your roommate is there, cool. Not when you're by yourself. There are certain things that I think I'm telling her and it may not even take place, but I feel like if I say it to her, when stuff is happening, she's gonna remember that part. Cause she'll say, well, you said this to me, Mom, you said that to me, and I forget I said it. But she doesn't. So every time I'm thinking of something, I'm trying to hurry up and throw it out there so it goes in that trap that she has to maybe be like that voice when I'm not there. But next year, I'm going to be a nervous wreck, y'all.
I'm not. The reason why I'm not is because I've gotten to the point where I have to believe that we did the best job we can in parenting. For me to be a nervous wreck is to be like, dang, I didn't do the best job I could have. So to me, I'm like, I'm not going to compromise my emotional state during her journey of becoming an adult. Like, so I've already thought about this because I was like, oh my gosh. But then I was like, did you do the best you could? Like, yes. Like, you gave her as much as you can. You right down the street. We have social media where like she can contact us at any time. Like, but I don't want to worry about things that she's supposed to experience. We don't want any bad experiences, but that comes with the game. If we don't want her to experience it, then we might as well just say, hey, you're not going. You're going to just stay here. We're going to take you to class. We're going to pick you up. Like, she's got to experience it. So I'm just saying on me, I've thought about that. And I won't be a nervous wreck because she's supposed to have her own experiences. And hopefully if she has any tough situations, she knows she can come talk to us and we can give her the best information possible. But I'll be there for my wife so she doesn't go crazy.
Thanks. No, this is my thing. I feel like we have raised some wonderful individuals, and I don't want the world to mess them up. Don't be messing up my work. But yes, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to live to fight another day, every day next year.
Absolutely. It's coming fast.
I don't even want to board.
Anybody want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
Campus security. I pray that you are all that you need to be. I pray the lit phones are going to be working all across campus.
What would you have a cell phone?
Right. You see how scared I am? Look, what if her phone, no, she keeps her phone charged. Dave will look on the app and tell me my phone is low. So let me not even worry about that either.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out to the class of 2025. Your life is just starting and we send you nothing but well wishes and optimistic perspectives to do whatever you want through hard effort of your own and enjoying life as it comes. Make sure they better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.